in World Cups and getting goals. He had 2 last World Cup, whether it's World Cup qualifiers. I mean, he's played in, 68 caps, and he has 29 goals. This is a big occasion, and I think he's going to step up again tonight. I look forward to see what he can do. He's going to run out players, cut inside, get on his strong foot, and cause problems for the keeper.
Coming off a wonderful club season in Italy as well, maybe his best club season of his young career. So can Greg Berhalter's side take that first step towards advancing from Group C as they meet the lowest ranked team in this Copa? Walkouts, anthems from Big D next.
Day and night.
He's on the run! Cool as a cucumber! Beautiful wall pass! Brilliant! Look next to the defender! Oh,
Linda asistencia.
Lowe's knows what a great assist can lead to. Join Lowe's Rewards for our greatest assist yet.
Take control of your health by boosting your force field, the immune system. Aura tells you when your temperature is higher than normal. Live smarter, stronger, healthier with the Aura Ring.
Rated mature. Call of Duty Mobile. Play for free and get limited time rewards.
Everyone's saying soccer's arrived in America.
Yeah, but I'm just not seeing it.
Ah, man, Christian, they got a lot to say.
Gotta prove those U.S. doubters wrong.
Yeah, but how?
The fans.
Watch this.
Of course. Yeah, their passion combined with their creativity, it makes the U.S. the home of soccer.
What's up, soccer fans? Thanks for joining us for the USMNT against Bolivia. Man, it's been a while since I've been on here for a USA game and actually going to be able to watch most of it. That's going to be nice. Wow. What are your predictions in the chat? Let me know what your predictions are in the chat. I think US comes out real strong here and puts a show on tonight against Bolivia. We'll see. But please share this link out. Please hit that like button as well. And let's get more fans in the chat. And let's get the USA blowing it up over here, going crazy. Let's go. Goals, lots of goals. I think we can see a lot of goals tonight. Balogun is, this is a prime setup for him to take that lead, so to say, as the primary striker for the U.S. men's national team. So, chances there, kid. Let's see what you got. And then, yeah, I think the rest of the team, I think it's just a good prep match to continue on through the group, because obviously the biggest test is going to be against Uruguay at the end of the group. All right, so we're going to take it back over here to the audio for the game, and we'll be hanging in the chat and come bouncing in and out here as we go. So thanks for hanging with us, and we'll catch you in a second.
Here's to Supper Club celebrations. And to a lifetime of memories. Here's to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder. And dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin.
Right now, before the focus narrows. Before it's one game at a time, one step at a time. Live in this massive moment and recognize this rare opportunity. This major tournament on home soil, soccer turns to a blank page with nothing but possibility in front of them.
Pulisic on the run. Pulisic rolls it in. Tim Williams. USA's back into the traffic, but it's a goal. The United States has scored.
USA. See together.
1, 2, 3.
On Fox.
Against Bolivia, the U.S. in the tunnel, and as we have seen through much of this Copa America, one team is ready and one team likes to take their time a little bit. Rob Stone, Clint Dempsey, Carly Lloyd, and Alexi Lawless back here with you. The U.S. ranked 11th according to the latest FIFA World Rankings. Bolivia at number 84. La Verde, the 1963 Copa champs, they are the lowest ranked team in this field. You put that math together, Lexi Lawless, that says what to you about what the U.S. should be walking out of the stadium with tonight?
A spanking. I mean, the U.S. should score a bunch of goals. The U.S. should have plenty of possession. And it's not as if Bolivia, can't keep the ball and can't attack. And it's also not as if the U.S. doesn't take it seriously, the U.S. can't lose to Bolivia. But the U.S. is a much, much better team, individually and collectively, playing here in front of their home fans. This should be not, like I said, not just a win, but a multi-goal win. I know everyone's saying 2-0, 2-0. I'm going to go 3-4.
Tim Ream getting the start in the center of the back line said we have to come out with an intensity, with a desire to impose ourselves on the game. It's going to be important for us to do that from the first minute, Clint.
Yeah, they're going to need to set the tone. I mean, if anything we've learned during the opening rounds or the group stage of this Copa America is there's been a lot of fouls. People are really fighting to get results, and we're going to have to be able to match the other team's intensity, but at the same time, we're going to have to add quality. We're going to have to move with purpose when we get the ball, catch teams in transition at times, but also we're going to have possession, how we move the ball to create mismatches and to go with pace and get those crosses in the box or find those pockets where to play through and create goals. And once we get goals, like Alexi said, there could be a lot. But I think the game will be tighter than what he thinks, but it all depends on taking advantage of your chances. If they could take advantage of the chances, it could be a blowout, but I think it's going to be tight and be a little bit nervy.
And I think, you hear Tim Ream talking about the intensity. Pulisic has done it. Several of them have stated that. And I think that, while we like to see teams, getting the momentum from the start of the first game on, I think this team needs to come out and just have the momentum right away.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are able for the national anthem of Bolivia. Please remain standing for the national anthem of the USA.
Will the U.S. leave their mark on this 108-year-old competition? Tonight, they begin their 5th Copa America adventure. John Strong, Stu Holden with the call next.
With fast and fair claims handling and 24/7 roadside service in the app, you get more with Geico. Just like I can give more constructive feedback to the referee with this two-way radio. Ref.
It's Jorge. That's a PK, over.
Ref, Roberto here. What's the negative on the PK?
Let's do a red card for 11.
What? At halftime.
All right, guys, I'm going to cut the commercial out here and give you the USA starting 11. It's a solid starting 11. Throw that webcam back on there. There it is. All right, so Matt Turner in goal. You got Chris Richards, Tyler Adams, Anthony Robinson, Gio Reyna, Weston McKennie, Christian Pulisic, Tim Ream, Tim Way, Joe Scally, and Florin Balogun up top as the striker. So strong lineup. That to me is really close to the best lineup that you're going to see for the USA. I mean, obviously, I'm very, very, very high on Ricardo Pepi myself, but you know, from back in the day. But he didn't really show what it was for last time out. So let's see how Florin Balogun does tonight. I'm going to take you back to the audio. Cheers, everybody.
United States to take on Bolivia.
And here is the lineup that Greg Berhalter is rolling out for match one. No surprise, Matt Turner starts in the goal, making his 42nd appearance. Tim Ream, 36-year-old Tim Ream, oldest player named to a Copa America roster for the United States in their history. Engine room right here, the midfield. Tyler Adams getting the start in the midfield alongside Gio Reyna and Weston McKennie. Flo Balogun gets the start, making his 13th appearance. 3 goals for him. Christian Pulisic, 69th cap for Captain America. He captains the team with 29 goals.
And there was a time when those lineups would be amongst the youngest we've seen in recent years for the U.S. Now they're starting to become among the oldest, most experienced lineups that a Greg Berhalter team has put out. That's because this generation of players, old man Tim Ream notwithstanding, they have matured as a group, and they're getting to that place where it's no longer about being young and full of potential, but they have a ton of experience on their own. Will that experience prove to help them through this first Copa America experience for most of them as they take on Bolivia in front of a crowd that's been getting fired up all afternoon here in Dallas.
Well, you heard Alexi talking about Antonio Carlos Zago's team here. Vizcarra gets the start in the nets. Last time we saw this team, it was Carlos Lampe. This is going to look like a back 5. They're going to have 3 in the midfield, playing with 2 strikers, though, right up against the United States defense.
Well, and they were ready to go before anyone else was. We are underway here in Dallas. The men of the United States wearing white. Bolivia known as La Verde, the greens, changing to red. Tim Weah, early cross in. It's a diving punch by Guillermo Vizcarra. Anthony Robinson settles it back in. It's a U.S. team that knows they want to get off to a big start, that understands the stakes here. Pulisic's cross in, only as far as Joe Scally. Sort of hacks at it. Balogun, did he get himself onside? Vizcarra with a flying karate kick clearance to get it out.
He was onside. It was actually a mishit shot from Joe Scally at the top of the box. This is exactly the start the U.S. wanted. Tim Weah flying down the right. Pulisic puts another cross in. Bolivia unable to clear. And just a heavy touch there from Balogun. I'm not sure if he expected it to come at him so quickly, but Vizcarra able to get off his net and make the save. Now we might be able to show it to you. Well, they kicked early, and the U.S. said, hey, let's go. Flying down the right-hand side. Pulisic puts this ball in with his left foot. You see the clearance at the near post. And Joe Scally takes this one first time. Akin misses it, and Balogun tries to control it with his left foot. He sees it all the way, and it's just a heavy touch. Bounces up on him, comes off his ankle, I think. What a missed opportunity there for a man that's going to have a lot of focus throughout this game. He gets the start. Striker has been a position of strength with Josh Sargent and Haji Wright scoring goals. Ricardo Pepi as well. Balogun's the man that gets the start in the first match.
Chris Richards able to settle that one under some pressure. Listen, this is a U.S. group that has shown when it's best on best, they are the kings of CONCACAF, the Confederation of North America, Central America, and the Caribbean. They proved it again here in Dallas in March, winning yet another Nations League final against Mexico. Here's Balogun. Timway is open on the far side, and that's an important tackle by the captain, Luis Akin, to get that ball out for a U.S. corner before Balogun can get the pass away.
Yeah, Pulisic already, you see, trying to get the crowd going, and they've responded.
Pulisic takes it short to Weah. Pulisic has it back now through the traffic. Pulisic, what a goal! What a start for the United States!
And for Christian Pulisic from the very first minute of this game. They play the corner short. Pulisic comes across. Nobody closes him down. He has an angle and says, why not? Look at this. Vizcarra gets a slight in the last couple of days. Talking to players and coaches, it was all about, we can't wait to get this tournament started. Well, you can see why. They came out with an intensity. That's your captain. That's your best player setting the tone from the very first minute. How about that for a finish? Pulisic 1-0, U.S. lead early.
The sixth American man to reach 30 goals in his international career, the second youngest behind only Landon Donovan. And he does so against the team, and for that matter, against the goalkeeper against whom he scored his first ever goal for the United States 8 years ago on the eve of the Copa America Centenario. At the age of 17, making him the youngest goal scorer in American men's history. That's a foul as Carlos Fernandez goes down. Tyler Adams not impressed with that decision from our Italian referee today, Maurizio Mariani. One of the consistent themes for this Bolivia team, when they concede early, they tend to lose by multiple goals. If they can keep it tight for a long time, it can be a tough team to break down. That's what we saw in the fall in World Cup qualifying. But the U.S. has to defend this set piece now. Salcedo will drive this one in, and Matt Turner, a day before his 30th birthday, with a good, comfortable catch. And he looks like a Dallas Cowboys running back there, trying to fight his way through to get rid of that ball. Balogun able to play for Pulisic. He was being pulled down, no foul called there. Scala there to stuff it off for Roberto Carlos Fernandez. Well, Greg Berhalter, we talked to him yesterday, said, listen, the key's just getting through the group stage. Doesn't have to be beautiful. We got to focus on getting better game by game. Many different ways to get to the same point, but it's absolutely exactly what he would have wanted, understanding how difficult Bolivia can make this game. How much does it change Bolivia's approach to score that?
Well, this is a team in Bolivia, look, they're not doing well in World Cup qualifying, sitting 9th, minus 10 goal differential, haven't qualified for a World Cup since 1994. They play pretty defensive. Antonio Carlos Zago's actually trying to get them to play a little bit more proactive, pressing higher up the field. That becomes more and more challenging when you concede that early goal, because you start to open up. Now, it's a defense, too, with movement up front, which you're seeing already. Actually, what led to the goal and the corner kick that the goal came off of, it was a great run by Balogun. He checked into the space, spins him behind, wins the corner. A lot of that is going to really confuse this defense. So it doesn't change the approach really in the next couple of minutes for Bolivia. I think they'll just try to settle the game down, get a rhythm, get going. But as this game goes on, they're going to feel pressure to step out, and I think that really favors the U.S. Look, they're stepping up right now. This is the game the U.S. wants. There's going to be space in the midfield where they can get these situations.
That was one of the things Berhalter talked about with the new coach for Bolivia. They've had different formations, different tactical approaches, not being completely sure of what to expect. U.S. actually was winless in the first 6 all-time meetings between these two nations. Pulisic's goal, part of a win in 2016. They won in 2018 as well. That one's going to fall for Way into the middle. Second chance for Way. A kick save by Vizcarra. As Balogun was the target on the initial ball in. Good step by Ream to get there. Comes right back in the middle to Villamil. Anthony Robinson alert to the loose ball. Here's the captain, Christian Pulisic, once again. Weston McKennie waving his arms, wanted an early cross.
It's really clear to me just how much the U.S. want to play quickly in this game. Going back to even Matt Turner, he's trying to throw the ball out. The way they're breaking through the lines, vertical passing, quick combinations. And a quick note on the field. There's been a lot of conversations about the fields in the Copa America. This field's playing fantastic. You can see how quickly the ball is moving, the way it's bouncing. The field looks great.
Pulisic for Anthony Robinson. Robinson's cross deep to the back post. McKennie attacking, didn't get there. Scally again holds it in. Resets for Reyna. Immediately pressured and forced back to Pulisic. Pulisic will clip it up. Balogun's in the area. It's knocked down. It's Robinson who picks it up. Robinson cross. McKennie blocked off his car with a punch. The US will recycle. It's an important touch there by Bruno Miranda, the former DC United player, to redirect that pass, although it's given away in the middle as Justiniano trying to go wide to Fernandez.
Commonwealth may have missed the opening kickoff, but the U.S. sure didn't. They have been absolutely flying from the very first minute of this game. Again, this is the move that I was talking about. When Balogun gets the ball back to goal, very important part of striker play in this system.
Nacho will track that one over his shoulder. Able to hold it up on Anthony Robinson now. Pulisic helping to defend. Nacho gets the cross in. Easily dealt with by Tyler Adams. Really expect to see Adams for the first half today as he's coming off a huge injury absence. Really the last year and a half full of injuries, but it's terrific to see him starting once again. He'll try to build up his fitness throughout this Copa America. Salcedo, space and time to get that cross in. It gets knocked down. Ream was alert to knock it away. Fired back in, well up and over there by Villamil.
A couple things there for the U.S. No pressure on the ball. A little bit of a misunderstanding between Pulisic and Anthony Robinson to get out and get pressure on the first ball. And then Tim Ream, second straight giveaway there in the back. One of the best players, certainly the best player in the back line of playing out of the back. Sometimes you have to pick your moments and do it at the right time, though.
Let's hear more about Tyler Adams getting the start today from Jenny down on the field. Jenny?
John, thanks so much. Well, as you can expect and mention, that Tyler Adams is working back towards full fitness. I've asked him about it throughout the week. He remains mum, but he said, I feel 100%. I think Greg Berhalter may feel a little differently. But keep in mind that Chris Richards actually pointed out that you would never know that Tyler Adams didn't play a lot of games last year. His leadership, his play at training has elevated right back where he left off. Now, I've been at training all week, and let me tell you, Tyler Adams is the most vocal guy. I know we know that, but he is constantly the quarterback of this team.
Robinson for Balogun, and a late touch there by the recovering defender, Jesus Sagredo, out for a corner.
Good running again from Balogun here, and Anthony Robinson able in possession to squeeze high on the left-hand side, forces the defense into a decision. They're 2v1. I'm going to imagine Bolivia are going to bring a second player out here. Yes, they are. You're not going to let them take this one short in the same fashion again.
Pulisic has become the set-piece taker. He told us 2 days ago, I don't love it, but I like it. And he's worked hard to get better at it. In at the near post, that was Reyna, but it's well wide out for a goal kick.
I'm just going to go back quickly to what Jenny was saying about Tyler Adams. In that, look, he was out for a long time. He came back. People remember the goal he scored against Mexico in the Nations League. He goes back to his club. He plays 90 minutes, and then he's out with some back problems for a number of days, weeks, matches. So there's a reason Greg Berhalter is being cautious in the U.S. staff, and I think that's the right approach. You got to take it out of the player's hands sometimes and play the long game and not the short game for a guy who's had a tough period, because he is so important for this team.
On the run, Chris Richards slides across to tackle it out. Bolivia will slow this up for a long throw. U.S. has twice gotten the semifinals of the Copa America, including Copa Centenario. Dempsey was a part of that team in 2016. They beat Costa Rica and Paraguay in the group stage, beat Ecuador in the quarterfinal in Seattle before getting hammered by Lionel Messi in Argentina at a very short-handed roster for that game in the semifinal. Balogun, he knocked it away. Balogun trying to pick it back up, and it just kind of peters out there as McKennie was making the run. Antonio Carlos Zaga won the Copa America as a defender for Brazil in 1999. He won a title for Bolívar, one of the two big clubs in Bolivia 2 years ago. Took this job in October after they had a disastrous start to World Cup qualifying. And he's spoken with excitement about how Bolivian clubs have done this spring in continental competition, the Copa Libertadores, their version of the Champions League. And it is a Bolivian League heavy lineup. 8 of the 11 play in Bolivia, 2 others very likely coming back from loans to play in Bolivia this coming fall. So a sharp contrast to a lot of the teams that we do see at Copa America, that so many of them play in their own country. Reyna stepping in, Ream had to be alert. Being able to settle it back to Scally, and he saw Pulisic open on the near side, but this hit it.
Just a couple of sloppy passes here for the United States. You actually asked me how Bolivia responds. Sometimes the challenge when you're in the United States position like this, you get that early goal, is your natural tendency is almost to take your foot off the gas a little bit and exhale. You have all this pent-up energy and excitement. So that's the challenge for the U.S. is keeping that intensity high, not being satisfied with one, getting that second, getting that third, and really burying any hope for Bolivia. And they've had a couple of chances, but some heavy touches from Balogun, misplaced ball there from Scally, Ream a little bit sloppy in the back. So finding some of that rhythm again and making sure they stay on top of this Bolivian team.
It's Jose Sagredo who's down after a mid-air collision with Tim Weah. The Sagredo brothers, Jesus and Jose, twins, 30 years of age, starting together for Bolivia for the 9th time, and their club teammates as well. It's Jose who took that contact from Weah. Anthony Robinson had to be alert. Medina trying to sneak in. Rides the challenge. McKennie get his body in there in time, and it's going to come back though. Maurizio Mariani of Italy. It's an Italian officiating crew, part of the referee exchange between CONMEBOL, the South American Confederation, and UEFA. And this is out for a foul. Christian Pulisic after 2 minutes and 23 seconds. 30th career goal. And he's the second youngest in U.S. men's history to reach that landmark. He actually does so in the fewest number of games played of any American man. His 69th appearance for the U.S. today for the captain Pulisic. He's coming off by far the best season of his career. Playing for AC Milan in Italy. It was a huge jump for him. Living in London for 4 years, playing for Chelsea, going to a new country, going to a big club with a big price tag as well. More than $20 million they paid for him. But a career high in goals, career high in games played. Weston McKennie might get around the corner and a late recovery there to knock it in behind. Another U.S. corner on the way.
Great work from Tyler Adams because he's able to beat his defender. And as soon as he goes past that midfield line, it opens the game up. Now he's slashing. You have the late run from McKennie. I think if McKennie dummies that, if he gets a shout from Balogun, he's wide open.
I've seen it a couple times with Pulisic trying to get the crowd to make some noise, come over to take these corners. Pulisic to the back post. McKennie was in the area. Balogun will chase it down. Balogun. The duel on the outside. It's terrific work by Balogun to get around. Can he get a cross in? Try for the rebound. It looked like here, and it ends up all the way out.
Great work initially. The service from Christian Pulisic on the corners has been very good. Into a dangerous area every time, not allowing Vizcarra in the goal to come out and claim it. Balogun did well on the inline to beat his man after a couple of shimmies. I think he did go for the Rabona. Yep. Ooh, oohs, ahs, and out for a goal kick. It kind of speaks to the confidence, though, that his team is playing with and he's playing with, and what a finish that is. Dream start, truly, for the United States. I was down on the field talking to some of the players and coaches before, and all of them almost verbatim talked about intensity, but almost just an anxiousness to get this tournament going. They're all watching the Euros. It has that big tournament feel, and boy, it shows, right? The first couple of minutes, the way in which this team has come out, I think is exactly what they wanted to see, but also everybody in the stadium and watching at home would have wanted to see.
By Robinson there, just to throw his body into Medina, and it bounces out. A long ball by Keane. Looking off the chest, able to settle back for Adams. Fizz, that one too tall for Joe Scally to go up and get. With a couple of these guys, Adams is one of them who've not been regularly playing, either because of injury or because they've been on the bench for their clubs. Is there a matter of sharpness that they're going to need to grow into this tournament?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. As a team, it's how can you peak at the right time? And Tyler Adams has had limited minutes with this team over the past year and a half. In fact, since the World Cup, even. Look at the defensive shape right now for the United States. Bolivia are playing 5 across the front line, and they're trying to play some of these direct balls, but boy, does it open up if the U.S. can win this second ball to get Weah and Pulisic in the channels. They're basically matched up 1 against 1, and now Anthony Robinson, bottom of the screen, he's pushed up in a high advanced area, so I think you're going to see a lot of diagonal balls from the U.S., and they're going to have success if they can play that ball quickly against this back line.
Salcedo was just able to control in amongst 3 American players. Bolivia team that in World Cup qualifying, lowest average possession, fewest goals scored, fewest shots attempted. They do lead all the South American qualifying in interceptions. They know how to bunker, they know how to defend, they know how to fight and be intense. That was something Greg Berhalter pointed out. Important interception there by Richards. Now Weah for Balogun. Can the U.S. get moving quickly, or do they slow it up? Quickly forward, but not quite the right direction on that one, in between Reyna and Balogun. Hernandez, good step by Scally. Can he just try to track that ball out of the air? Richards stepping in. That'll be a Bolivia throw. Tomorrow on Fox and FS1, simultaneous play at the Euros continues as Group B comes to its conclusion. Croatia needing a win to advance, taking on Italy on Fox. Albania against Spain, who have won their first 2 and clinched advancement. That's on FS1. Coverage starts at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific tomorrow on Fox and FS1. And as we've heard from the players, just like us, they're watching these games at the Euros in the morning and going to training. That cross whips in there, in at the near post, and Turner got it reacted quickly.
Feel, though, the energy even in the building has dropped a little bit, and it's kind of been consistent with some of the crowds, and certainly in the stadiums that we've been at, with almost an attitude of, hey, come on, entertain me. But after such a fast start, the U.S. have kind of slowed the tempo down. I think it's important for them to keep that tempo high. I don't think Bolivia can stay with the United States if they're moving the ball sharply, if they're pressing higher up the field. And I just think there's been a hesitancy to A, press, but B, play the ball quickly with a purpose.
Whereas we have been kind of parachuting in and out from Atlanta to Houston to here, Jenny Taft has been embedded with the U.S. team all week here in Dallas. Jenny, what's your vibe been on how this team's been coming together?
Well, John, I feel like the word culture can sometimes be a bit of a cliche, but I also think it's worth pointing out when it actually matters, and that's so clear with this group. And Tim Ream telling me that this is actually the closest team he's ever been a part of, that's saying something. He's been in the mix for 14 years. Now, this is all something that Greg Berhalter has been instilling from the very beginning. He has a leadership council. He wants to make sure everyone's voice is heard. But this group, very close, no denying it.
It's a miscontrolled touch that Pulisic comes in to pick up. Ream there with the chest. And you've got sets of club teammates out there, Ream and Anthony Robinson.
Yeah, I was on a team with Tim Ream. I take offense to that.
Pulisic and Yunus Musa play together. Tim Weah, Weston McKennie play together. But boy, does it come across when we speak to these guys how much they look forward to coming into U.S. camp. And particularly, this is the point that was interesting you made yesterday, when so many of these guys are playing overseas. There is something significant about coming home and seeing your familiar American faces.
Totally, yeah. It was similar in national teams that I was involved in the past. And yeah, you're at these international clubs. The majority of the squad's playing in Europe. You have players from all over the world. When you get back to that U.S. camp and you put on that crest again, it's your brothers. It's a brotherhood, truly. And I can see the way this team has grown together, the way they like being around each other, the mission that they're on together, as they've stated from the beginning, to change the way people around the world view American soccer. But it does seem that, as Jenny says, and she's been around the team, and you just see the smiles, the energy, and just the feeling of, hey, let's do this together, but that feeling of home as well.
Errant pass there. That was Chris Richards just sailing it a bit too tall for Anthony Robinson. It is a narrow field here at AT&T Stadium, 70 yards wide. That's pretty consistent in these NFL stadiums. The buildings just don't have the width, the footprint they call it, to have a fully wide 75-yard field. This man down for Bolivia here. It was Medina that was caught by Pulisic. It's part of why a lot of these stadiums, like AT&T here in Arlington, Texas, they're going to actually do construction work ahead of the 2026 World Cup to create the space for a fully 75-yard wide field that's required by FIFA for the World Cup. You see Pulisic just coming to the back of Diego Medina.
Yeah, so you could hear Greg Berhalter. I was just about to say it. They've got to step up, and he's screaming up, up, up. Too deep at times, and that's when you can't get pressure from the front, because you don't want to get disconnected as a striker and be pressing by yourself and not have the support of the midfield.
Trying to ride into Villamil. Adams trying to track that ball. Got a bit of a touch to it. Now he's shouting for a handball and does get the whistle there against Fernando Salcedo. And yet one of the things to this idea of the brotherhood and how well these guys get along, they're not afraid to get into one another. And we've heard that. Players have said it's important to be able to hold each other accountable, particularly coming off the back of that worst loss of the Greg Berhalter era to Colombia, bouncing back to get a second ever result against the 5-time world champions Brazil. And we've seen that a little bit early with some of these errant passes. There's a little bit of
that's the perfect harmony of a team. When you have a team that is close off the field and close enough on the field that you hold each other accountable, because you want to win. That's why you're here. You want to win as a team. You're a competitor.
Pulisic can't take this in stride from Adams' touch. He'll chase it down. He's got Anthony Robinson in support. McKennie wants it. McKennie, can he get there to the byline? He able to get that touch. Hakeem knocks it in behind. Another U.S. corner.
McKennie limping a little bit after that play. It looked like he had to extend with his left leg. Although I couldn't quite tell from here. It looked like he gave a thumbs up to the bench, but a couple of times you've seen him making that run from the midfield, darting in behind, trying to get towards the end line, getting in behind the back line to cut it back.
Pulisic once again to take, 4th U.S. corner. Into the near post, couldn't get it past the first man. Robinson knocks it down. Resets for Weah. Let's keep half an eye on Weston McKennie here for the next few minutes. And we know there's a planned substitution at halftime for Tyler Adams. As he builds up his fitness. Long switch by Scally for Pulisic. Knocked away by Medina. Good burst of speed by Chiarena.
By Reyna. Yeah, he was already accelerating as that ball came off the head of the defender there to make sure he got there first. It's a bit of what Clint Dempsey, you heard him talking about in the studio, this evolution of Gio Reyna. First with this team, you see him as a winger, even with Borussia Dortmund. Now seeing him inside as a part of the midfield three. That comes with added responsibility defensively and offensively, different positioning, a little bit of back to goal. So right now you see him a little bit deeper, trying to set the tempo, so good on the ball. Knows when to slow it down, knows when to pick it up. But oh boy, what a terrible tackle that is. My goodness.
Yellow card shown. Lionel Justiniano and the players going to come together. Reyna is down. U.S. players upset about that. Right now it's for Gio Reyna.
He's still down, holding the back of his right leg. That was a really late tackle. Did really well initially, had held possession up, then burst past his defender. I think it was Justiniano, yeah. Okay, so there was no studs or any contact on the leg aside from, it was a bit of a scissor action. 100% a yellow card, no more than that. I hope that Gio Reyna is able to get up and continue. He's up on his feet now.
And they're not afraid to go in for a hard tackle. There was a tackle in their last warm-up against Colombia that sparked a brawl. And a player from each team was sent off. It was Salcedo in that instance. It's Justiniano who gets the yellow card in this instance. Good to see Reyna back up on his feet. And it's interesting, Bolivia is taking this opportunity for a de facto hydration break and a little bit of a reset conversation with Antonio Carlos Zago, their manager.
That's what Christian Pulisic's actually saying right now to the referee. He's saying, hey, come on, it's not a timeout here.
It is interesting to see. It's an Italian officiating crew over here to the Copa America. Just different styles, different players, different ways of interacting with referees. Ball there from Richards, too far.
Tim Wade made a nice run there.
Richards, who briefly came through the FC Dallas Academy. Weston McKennie, he bounced around a bit as a kid. He was an Army brat, but considers Dallas his hometown. And there's a handful of players in this U.S. roster who spent time with FC Dallas in their youth. As Adams swinging a miss there. Trying to lob that forward. Miscontrolled touch at first, but Fernandez does well to recover in front of Weah. Jesus Segredo miscontrols. Pulisic, can he go quick on the throw? Balogun is the only option.
He's looking for a run from Balogun there, and Balogun decided to come short. I think there was a great chance there to stretch the field and make one of those runs you saw him make early in the game, which was vertically as opposed to coming underneath. Pulisic was looking to throw him down the line.
Something Greg Berhalter told us yesterday has been a point of emphasis with Balogun. Make those runs in behind. Your teammates will find you and be decisive. Don't double think and hesitate. The player that scored 3 times in his first 6 games for the U.S. hasn't scored in 6 since October. Balogun, Reyna, and then he's chopped down by Akin. That's another yellow card for the captain and center back, Luis Akin, and Reyna's drawn them both.
Well, this was better from the U.S. in terms of build-up. Bolivia pressing with 4 high. That means the midfield, there's only 2 in there, and there's a lot of gaps and seams, and it was Tim Ream actually opts to bypass Pulisic, finds the feet of Balogun, then a good following run from Gio Reyna, and you can see just his balance and ability on the ball to get a defender off his balance and wins that yellow card.
Weah drives it inside. McKennie, can he find the ball? Balogun, can he find the net? It's going to be blocked in the air. Pulisic just lets Medina nod it wide. Robinson picks it up. Reyna, Pulisic, Reyna clipping it into the middle. Adams stepping in, he draws contact. Robinson steps in, he draws contact. Neither whistled for a foul, but the game is picked up. The intensity's picked up. Good work by Scally there, winning that duel with Menacho.
Well, I tell you, it's a good response from the U.S. too. Bolivia are getting stuck in, so what happens? The U.S. have gotten stuck in. Anthony Robinson, who you can tell plays in England by that tackle, goes charging in. That ball misplayed there by Tim Weah on the outside.
It was funny because Scally, he was going to leave it for Weah, but Weah thought Scally was going to take it. All right, half an hour in, 3rd minute, Christian Pulisic goal. What have you thought since?
The start they wanted, I feel, and I've said it a couple of times already this half, I just feel they've dropped off a little bit too deep, the U.S. I think there's opportunities they can press a little bit higher. They can commit more numbers to that press and win the ball back because, boy, there's so many opportunities going to be there if they can play a little bit quicker in transition. So I just think it's them picking up that tempo, being more purposeful, but also they're just making some sloppy mistakes right now.
Robinson, good work there on Medina on the outside to win that ball. Inside for Adams, just clips it forward for Balogun. Can he lay it off? Can Adams get on the run? He was being pulled back. It sure looked like from up here. It was Bruno Miranda who was running with Adams. There's no foul called. Fernandez runs inside of Scally. Adams comes across, and that's going to be whistled as a foul. Carlos Fernandez is down.
Tyler Adams wasn't happy. He didn't get the call. I actually think it was the right call not to give that one because Tyler Adams had taken such a heavy touch he wasn't going to get there. But then he decides to get a little bit of payback on the other side.
And once Fernandez saw there wasn't a yellow card coming, he hopped back up and rejoined the play. Vizcarra goes long. Robinson's header. Picked up by Salcedo. Used his body well there just to shield it out. Listen, it was a scandal unlike really any other in American soccer history that occurred at the World Cup. Gio Reyna, his parents, Greg Berhalter. We've seen tons of examples. There are examples here at this Copa America of situations where a player says, I'm not coming in as long as that guy's the coach, or a coach that says, this player's never going to play for me again. And yet both Greg Berhalter and Gio Reyna have put a ton of time and effort in to repair that relationship, to be back where they can coexist happily with this team. As Scally under some pressure, able to knock it out. And we asked Greg Berhalter about that yesterday. As that cross comes in, it's Reyna back to do the defensive work, and said, listen, I believe he could be a really important part of this group. He was still at not yet a fully mature part in his life, just turned 20 at the World Cup. Reyna, I believe in second chances, and he's grown and matured, and they're really happy with where things are right now, the two of them. Here comes a cross for Gio Reyna, as if on cue. The back heel just too far for Robinson to pick up.
Reyna's coming to life, though, the last couple of minutes. It started actually with somebody laying a tackle on him, and almost he said, okay, you want some of this? Let's go. Starting to buzz around, get into the game. Hadn't had many touches on the ball, but that one right there being his 24th, trying to find that last pass to Anthony Robinson in behind. But the key now for the U.S. is to get him closer to the goal in those situations where he can either finish off a play or play that last pass.
And for a guy that struggled for regular minutes with his club, Berhalter said he can play an important midfield role anywhere. They are so confident in what Reyna can provide at this tournament. That off the face of Menacho, out for a U.S. throw. He's coming off a terrific season, voted player of the year at Fulham. Amongst Premier League leaders in a number of different categories, both defensively and offensively. Anthony Robinson, Adams, Weah, can he take it in stride? Yes, he can. Options running in. Weah's cross. Balogun was in there, knocked away. Two Bolivian defenders. One of them made a play. Wins it back. Robinson nutmegs the pass inside for Reyna. Reyna trying to find Weah. Weah brings it down, lays it back. Weston McKennie picks it up. McKennie clipping it in, and Balogun wasn't quite ready for that ball.
That's the diagonal ball I was talking about a couple of minutes ago that is on, but they switched the point of attack very quickly. Tim Weah doing a good job on the right-hand side, maintaining its width, almost staying on the touchline at times. But if they can beat that initial press, that four-man press that comes, Tyler Adams opens up, plays that 30-yard diagonal, finds the feet of Weah. They get in behind and almost find a goal. So that's when they can raise the tempo. Doesn't always have to be short passes. Long passes really causes a team like Bolivia a lot of problems the way that they're defending right now.
Big run coming from Miranda. Just got sandwiched off it there. It was Manacho, in fact, coming from the left. Space in front of Tyler Adams as Turner rolls it out. Wide for Joe Scally. Starting right back at this tournament with Serginho Dest out with a torn ACL. Seems to have played through that whatever little knock he took earlier in this half on his knee when he was limping a bit. On a rope for McKennie, blocked away as he was trying to play for Weah. Scally, good work to win it back. Pulisic, McKennie. Numbers coming forward. Comes across for Balogun. Anthony Robinson in support. Balogun trying to clip that one in.
Indecisive. The ball has to... He needs to be more purposeful in his actions in these moments, and I think that's just the thing letting him down. That end product right now. Watch when this is the one before where Tyler Adams sprays one out to Tim Weah. It's Balogun a little bit late to get there, to get across that near post, to be on the end of it because he'd hesitated. This is a look at the goal. Can't see that enough. Vizcarra is at full stretch, can only get his fingertips to it. Not sure who he's pointing up at there in the crowd, but a lot of people pointing at him, and for good reason. The best player on the team shows up in a moment that the team really needs him. But just going back to Balogun quickly, the ball came out to him. He's 2v1. He's got the overlapping run of Robinson. You know that's going to take a defender. If you're coming inside, take the shot. He seemed to hesitate whether he wanted to lay it off to Robinson, find the run of McKennie. Whatever decision you make, you've got options around you. Instead, he ends up being a little bit indecisive, tries to play that pass, and it goes, the chance is gone.
And a year ago, he had the world at his feet. It was such an exciting moment when he decided to play for the U.S. instead of England, where he grew up and played for youth national teams, instead of Nigeria, where his parents are from. He was coming off a 21-goal season for Rem in France. He had a great start to life with the U.S. last June. Big money move to Monaco. Top-level team, runners-up in France. His minutes were down, his goals were down. As the studio talked about, as you've talked about, someone's got to take that opportunity to be the unquestioned starter up front for the U.S. Whether that's Balogun, whether it's Pepe, whether it's Haji Wright. Might we see him at some point today? Josh Sargent available despite dealing with a foot injury this spring. This is Fernandez a second time today who's down.
Takes a shot in the back from Weston McKennie, but he seemed... The reaction was that he wasn't going to get up until somebody played that ball. You got a big spark on your face. Whatever you're going to say here is colored with that. Well, hey, later tonight, the other half of Group C gets into action. 15-time Copa America champions Uruguay taking on Panama. That match will follow us here on Fox from Miami. We'll be excited to be watching that game. The U.S. will play Panama next in Atlanta before finishing up the group in Kansas City against Uruguay. Weah trying to get on the run now. He's trying to get that pass in fact, and Villamil got an important block. It is going to be out for a U.S. throw, however. And the U.S. wanted to go quick with the throw, and Bolivia smartly kept that second ball on the field so they could. Game within the game. It's part of it. Look, taking a little extra couple of beats on the ground, keeping an extra ball on the field. It's all intentional. It's all with the purpose of slowing down the United States and getting them out of a rhythm, which they've done successfully since that goal went in.
5 minutes of the half. Balogun, can he hold it up? Not quite. Reyna, whether that was meant for McKennie or not, might have been meant for Weah. He's got it now. Weah trying to create space for a cross. Fernandez wouldn't let him do so. And then last off Weah. All right, so what's happening? I mean, this is a terrific start. It's a third-minute goal. Everything's going great. What's not working for the U.S. Sense?
Yeah, it just feels disconnected in moments. I think they're a little bit caught between, especially when Bolivia are building up, whether they're going to press high, whether they're going to release Gio Reyna to go on to the deep-lying midfielder, Justiniano. So I think some of those adjustments will come at halftime for Greg Berhalter. I think they need to play a bit of a higher line defensively and really try to squeeze and keep the game in Bolivia's half. But look, some of this just comes down to misplaced passes, the timing of the run, indecisiveness in the final third, bad decision-making. It's been a bad half for the U.S. Look, possession 61%. They're out possessing Bolivia. They created all the chances. They got the early goal. So it's okay, but it can be better for sure.
Robinson for Pulisic, who has the goal. Great little skip inside on Jesus Sagredo. Draws 4 defenders, opens it up for Robinson. His cross is blocked. Robinson needs somebody to get this into. Reyna for Pulisic, and it's knocked out again. It wasn't just a career best season for Christian Pulisic. He was one of the best midfielders in the Italian Serie A. Named with the All-League team, one of 3 finalists for Midfielder of the Year. As much offensive production from midfield as any AC Milan player in the last 20 years, except for Kaká, who was a World Player of the Year and a star for Brazil. It was a truly historic season that Christian Pulisic put together. He's reached a milestone with his 30th goal here today. Tim Ream steps in to win that back. Pulisic calling for it, able to turn on it. Pulisic on the run. Pulisic with options either side. Here's Balogun now. Balogun on the deck, and it's in! Balogun scores, and the U.S. doubles their lead.
It's a nice build-up for the United States, and also that pass right there from Reyna finding Christian Pulisic coming into the pocket between the midfield and the defense, able to play on the half turn. That creates the goal. Gets the ball out early here to Balogun. What a great run. Makes space for himself wide, but here's the difference between Balogun earlier in the half and that one right there. He knew he wanted to shoot. He knew he wanted to go to his left. Quick step over, goes to his left foot, releases the ball early. It goes through the legs, past Vizcarra into the far corner. But instead of any indecisiveness there, he said, I'm shooting this ball. I'm taking it in with my left foot, and what a finish it was. But what a great run. The timing of the passes through the gears for the United States. Great team goal. And one other note, both goal scorers for the U.S. run straight to the bench. Team celebration. That's a good sign.
Fuller and Balogun, whether you want to call him Flo, whether you want to call him Balo. It's his first goal for the U.S. since October. Can they really slam the door shut now, maybe? Running forward, Reyna from Pulisic couldn't get cleanly away, and it is going to be out for a Bolivia throw. Last off, Gio Reyna. Balogun with his 4th goal in 13 games. Zago frustrated the Bolivian coach. They were that close to getting into the break at just 1-0 down. Pulisic takes that bump. That's going to be a free kick, and Pulisic is down. It's a harder landing there on the side of the field where it's turf, not grass. 2 added minutes still to come.
It's a great way to end that half, not just for the United States, but also for Flo Balogun. Because I think he would have gone into that locker room at halftime thinking, man, I left 1 or 2 on the table there. It's a great sign from a striker, too, the mentality to have a short memory. Be like a goldfish. What does Ted Lasso say? You miss a couple, still have the confidence to take on another one and to still hit that ball, still take the responsibility, and ultimately get your reward in a goal.
Pulisic takes the free kick short. Reyna deep to the pack post, no one there in a white shirt. Giving right back to Joe Scally, though. Back out to Reyna, and couldn't quite pull that skill off to roll it forward for Pulisic. throw and never got in play. Does the goal change how you feel about the half?
Yeah, definitely. I'm assuming it's going to change the conversation a little bit at halftime as well about, look, you needed that second goal. It creates that separation. It's oftentimes what you tell defenders too now is instead of extending your leg like Sagredo did there to try to block the shot, is keeping your legs closed, because of what happens so often, that shot ends up going between your legs. And that catches the goalie off guard because he thinks that he's got that back angle covered, that back post. Instead, it gives him no chance. It was a great finish from Balogun.
Final 30 seconds of the half, and it's Pulisic's 16th career assist for the U.S., tied for 6th most in U.S. men's history. He is closing in on becoming the 3rd American to get to 20 goals and 20 assists in his career. He scored one, he helped the other to Balogun. Let's send you back to Rob Stone in our studio in L.A. 45 minutes down, 45 to go here in Dallas. It's the United States 2, Bolivia 0.
The Copa America 2024 halftime show on Fox is presented by BMW. Rob Stone with you in studio, and the U.S. started exactly how they had planned. More on their fast start coming up at the half. Plus, we're going to look ahead to tomorrow's slate at the European Championship, and we unveil a major Fox Sports programming announcement.
The show-stopping BMW i4 is electricity in its most powerful form. A perfect fusion of iconic handling and cutting-edge sophistication. An impressive range and the power of over 500 horses stampeding at a whisper. It's 100% electric and 100% BMW. BMW, the ultimate electric driving machine. Release the 2024 BMW i4 eDrive 35 for $449 per month.
Some of the most brilliant minds in business. No, not you. Or you. You auto-track business income and expenses with QuickBooks. And you pay all your employees easily and accurately. And you have a business bank account with market-leading APY. Get the full picture of your business on one platform, now with expert help when you need it. That's how you business differently.
Every time I needed a new phone, I had to switch carriers.
I told him, at Verizon, everyone can get the best deals. Like that iPhone 15 on them.
Switching all the time, it wasn't easy.
35. You're gonna be here forever.
Here's your wireless contract.
Do I need a lawyer for this? Those were hard days.
Representative, swear.
Now that I got a huge storage and battery upgrade, I'm officially done switching.
New and existing customers get iPhone 15 on us when they trade in any iPhone, any condition, guaranteed.
I really wish you told me sooner.
I did.
Let's see if Team USA can carry this to the end. Seconds remaining as USA makes a final push down the field. Let's see if they can rally together here. USA!
Michelob Ultra, proud sponsor of U.S. Soccer.
Design a training program so that I can run a marathon.
What can I see with a telescope from Cedar Lake?
Summarize this.
How do I plant this?
What are you gonna get?
Well, I need some help.
What is this dish? Guys, let's do some trivia.
Oh, yes, let's do that. Yeah.
I'm gonna win.
Imagine a treehouse.
In a big oak tree with a porch and a ladder.
Imagine Little Italy in 1954.
What's a recipe using what I have in my
Next
fridge?
question.
It starts with an empty prompt.
Oh, there it is.
Wow, it's amazing.
That takes you as far as you want to go. Using the most advanced AI at your fingertips.
CONMEBOL Copa America 2024 is sponsored by BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Scenes from Kansas City. Plenty of reason for them to be excited in the Power and Light District as the Americans lead Bolivia, courtesy of Christian Pulisic and Florian Balogun, much to the delight of those fans in KC. And again, the U.S. coming to KC a week from Monday. Rob Stone, Clint Dempsey, Carly Lloyd, Alexi Lawless back here with you in our Fox Soccer Palace. Tim Ream said yesterday it's important for the U.S. to impose themselves from the first minute. Mission accomplished as we take in our first half highlights, sponsored by BMW.
And yes, the U.S., they came out strong off a set piece. Who better than Christian Pulisic? I mean, what a goal. Goalkeeper could have maybe done a little bit better, but great start.
His 30th international goal, now tied for 5th most in U.S. history.
And can you believe it? We scored off a set piece. Played a quick corner, come inside, and then hits it far post. What a way to start the game. You couldn't ask for a more perfect start. Maybe the keeper could have slid and got a better touch on it, but great goal from Christian.
Yeah, a real bookend type of half where sparks from the beginning and the end and a whole lot of blah in between. I didn't think, people like Weston McKennie had a particularly good half. I didn't think Flo Balogun had a particularly good half until this. And he's there to score goals. So it really doesn't matter ultimately as long as you're putting it in the back of the net. You can see he wanted it, and I think he needed it.
Pulisic with the assist on that one. England, they won the last Women's Euros on home soil. Prince William in attendance for that final. Coming up, a major announcement regarding the future of that competition.
Before you use AI to transform business, accelerate growth, predict trends, you need to begin with trust. Introducing Watson X Governance, helping you govern any AI as data, models, and policies change, so you can scale it responsibly.
Here we go.
Let's create AI that begins with trust with Watson X Governance. IBM, let's create.
Messi's one of a kind. Never be anyone better.
Well, it's only the weight of the nation. Just like it's only noise. It's only opinions. It's only the beginning.
Ahí va el chico de Rosario. Ahí va Messi. Messi.
With fast and fair claims handling and 24/7 roadside service in the app, you get more with Geico. Just like I can give more constructive feedback to the referee with this two-way radio. Ref, it's Jorge. That's a PK, over.
Ref, Roberto here. What's the negative on the PK?
Let's do a red card for 11.
What? At halftime now, please. Need a potty break.
That's a no-go on the halftime. Play on.
However you fan, get more with Geico.
Ref, how about a timeout for Nacho Tots?
We're done.
What about these?
Looks right.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty absorbs spills like a sponge and is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
It can bear over 4,000 times its own weight. And that's just the door hinge. Sturdy design down to the smallest detail, the Taos. Visit your Volkswagen dealer today and get 0% APR financing or $1,500 customer bonus on a new 2024 Taos.
How to bring generations together. Start by splashing together. Maybe go on a ride together. See stuff together. Or do something different altogether. Wisconsin Dells. Come together. Go to wisdells.com and start planning your trip to the water park capital of the world today.
Break up with your old wings and get a new lemon pepper wing from Popeyes. Crispy, saucy, available. Popeyes finally has wings in 6 flavors.
Love that chicken from Popeyes. He come on flat top, he come grooving up slowly. He got juju at ball, he would holy roller. He got I know you, you know me. One thing I can tell you is you got to be free. Come together right now over me.
uncomfortable?
Yep. I've even got an extra seat.
The Volkswagen Atlas. Everyone wants a ride. And see Despicable Me 4 in theaters July 3rd. Rated PG. Get 2.9% APR financing on a new 2024 Atlas.
The Copa America 2024 halftime show on Fox is presented by BMW.
It goes, Bronze arrived, got the touchdown, Kelly's in there, the goalkeeper's Bronze is in! Kelly scores for England!
The England women won the Euros 2 years ago. Next year, they're going to seek to retain that crown in Switzerland, and we will be the ones bringing it to you. We are proud to announce today that Fox Sports is the new home for the UEFA Women's Euros beginning in the summer of 2025. Ari Hinks, Carly Lloyd, both two-time Women's World Cup winners. Ari won the Euros 4 times with Germany. 87,000 at the last final at Wembley. This event has done nothing but grow in magnitude.
Oh, absolutely. I played in front of 2,000 when we first won it, and now it's just sold out. And just remember, the last World Cup, it was Spain against England. Just the competitiveness that is in Europe. It's great that the American audience finally gets to see that as well.
And this is just phenomenal. I saw firsthand, as well as my teammates in 2015 when Fox came on board, and we went on to win that World Cup, and just the magnitude that it has and just the trajectory of women's football, women's sports. It's really going to be an amazing summer.
Fox Sports has been doing it with women's college basketball, women's soccer, and now we take the show to Europe. The tournament will take place across 8 different cities in Switzerland, but all those roads will lead to Basel St. Jacob Park. That is the site for the final on July 27, 2025. Tonight, though, the U.S. kicking off their Copa America campaign. The Americans on top of Bolivia 2-0. The second 45 from Big D on the backside.
Hey, I'll give you $574 if you switch. For Gerald? Well, okay. So what about $574 for switching your home insurance to Allstate? Well, I try not to think about home insurance too complicated. Actually, Allstate can handle the switching for you. Just call them. It's that easy to save? Yep. And you get Allstate. Oh, well, that's a step up. Goodbye, Gerald.
Oh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
My schedule's pretty jam-packed these days. I've got 2 free birthday parties on Saturday, and Sunday, that's my me time.
How's that look?
Works for me.
Works for me.
People, the French fryers, and the Tot Heads.
But what if there was a third?
Who love the crispy, crunchy outside of our tots with the dippability of a fry. Introducing Groovy Fries. Finally, a potato option the entire world will love. Ooh.
Oh, boy.
Why would he even come to this? Live free, eat Sonic.
You wanna live free?
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is...
Blocked from watching the big match? Save the day by using the Bank of America customized cash rewards card and choose to earn 3% cash back on online purchases, like live streaming.
Rated mature. Call of Duty Mobile. Play for free and get limited time rewards.
Thursday, it's the Summer of Stars as the U.S. hosts the world's best players for Copa America. The U.S. men's team looks to make an historic run. This is the championship of the Americas. USA versus Panama, Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
The United States with a 2-0 lead at the half versus CONMEBOL opposition for the first time since the 2016 edition of Copa America. And it happened to come against Bolivia en route to an eventual 4-0 win, 2-0 at the break in Dallas. Rob, Clint, Carly, and Lexi back here with you. Lex, what do you need to see from Weston McKennie and the States in the second 45?
Well, from him individually, I think more energy, more impact. He looks lethargic. He looks at times disinterested, and I hope he's just growing into the tournament. But it is concerning. For that man right there, he can make some changes here. I think he can afford to make some changes, including the one that he probably has to.
Yeah, they were talking about Tyler Adams, Clint, maybe only getting 45 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, when he comes into the game, obviously he makes a difference with his leadership, with his attitude. But yeah, perfect first half from the national team's perspective, the U.S. perspective. 2-0. You got to keep a clean sheet in the second half, and you know the job's not finished.
And there's your man Yunus Musa coming on to start the second half. Bolivia with a slew of subs as well. We'll see you on the post-game show. For now, we take you back out to Dallas. John Strong and Stu Holden.
And that is the planned substitution. Adams to come off for Yunus Musa, and a line change for Bolivia at the break, down 2-0.
Yeah, a couple of players we expected to start, especially Cuellar on that right-hand side. That's where he's going to go.
They've taken Medina off. They've taken Menacho off. Trying to search for answers. Miguel Terceros just turned 20. Exciting young player for Bolivia. He comes on, and we'll see what effect any of that has. As we said, this is exactly what you want if you're the U.S. Get a win, get a comfortable win, build some confidence, put yourself in that position to beat Panama Thursday night in Atlanta, and already know you're advancing before that Uruguay game. That's the big opportunity.
I think Clint said it well there. The job's not done, and that would have been the message at halftime from Greg Berhalter. Start the second half the way you started the first, because Bolivia comes out with a renewed sense of optimism. They're going to want to give it a go. Stop that early, get another goal, finish this game.
So Musa for Adams, the one change for the United States. Weston McKennie, looks like he banged his knee at one point in that first half. He carries on. Christian Pulisic, a goal and an assist. Phil Balogun, his first goal since October. And the second half is underway here in Dallas. A chance for the United States. This is the framework and the context of this Copa America. This is the absolute best dress rehearsal the U.S. are going to get before the World Cup. And it's not to be disrespectful to the Gold Cup, which they'll play again next summer, or CONCACAF Nations League, which they'll have again in the fall in the next March. It's just the acknowledgement of the fact that the U.S. has shown they're the best team in CONCACAF. They've done that consistently. How can they do against top-level South American teams? Bolivia might not be that necessarily. Uruguay absolutely is. At a quarterfinal against Colombia or Brazil, absolutely is. The teams they just played in the friendlies, but this is about building the foundation towards being able to show everybody, not least of all themselves, that they have taken a big step forward since the World Cup in Qatar. And Yunus Musa called into action there for the first time, able to win that ball back. Picks it up in the middle. Cuts for Pulisic now. Anthony Robinson flying forward up the left. McKennie's furthest forward in the box right now. Robinson for the byline, gets it in, and it's a clearing header by Segredo just in front of McKennie. Scally couldn't quite control it. Yunus Musa is going to get whistled for a foul there.
The speed of Anthony Robinson is just frightening. He's like a rocket that picks up speed on the left-hand side, and Pulisic picks up the ball, feels that burst of wind coming around his left, and just lays it in front of him. Saw it so often this past season in the Premier League for Fulham, as you mentioned earlier, John, player of the season. And look, for a position at left back that's so long, has been talked about in U.S. men's national team pools about not having the left back. Anthony Robinson has taken a stranglehold on that position. What a player he's really become for this team.
It's funny because we talk about Pulisic, Matt Turner, other guys that have become really important parts of this team. You could argue Anthony Robinson might be the most irreplaceable player because there's no one else that really has much experience in that role, let alone how consistent he's been out there. In fact, he's got the longest active streak of consecutive starts of any player in the field for the U.S. right now. Pass there that Vizcarra has to come along and help. Scally could control cleanly there on Villamil. It's Ramayo just on the field, trying to play to the outside for Hector Cuellar. Just on the field, he outduels Anthony Robinson on the outside. Reyna comes over the help, good tackle. U.S. wins it back. Now Pulisic, can he escape up the outside? Rides one, rides two, challenges still Christian Pulisic. He's beaten 2 Bolivians already. Pulisic blocked. Oh, that would have been something. Way is going to keep it in play. Pulisic wanted that from Scally. Comes back to Way instead. Richards intercepted, trying to find Weston McKennie. Fernandez coming forward. McKennie with the tackle there, and it's going to get shown a yellow card. And those become relevant potentially later on. 2 yellow cards in only 2 games lead you to a 1-game suspension. They're wiped out at the end of the group stage.
I think he's unfortunate there. He gets a clear contact on the ball. He gets there first. So I think he's got a right to feel aggrieved there. You could tell by his reaction to the yellow card as well, straight after. It's a risky challenge, of course, when you're coming anywhere from behind there and lunging at the ball, but he timed that really well to poke the ball away before making any form of contact with the attacking player.
That'll be hanging over his head, even if it was maybe not the correct call. Salcedo, the ensuing free kick. Ream is there with the header. McKennie first to the second ball. Weah has Pulisic furthest forward. What were the thoughts of U.S. coach Greg Berhalter? He was talking to Jenny Taft a few minutes ago. Jenny?
Well, we saw the U.S. with that early goal in the first and then the late goal as well before the break. So I asked Greg Berhalter about the play in between, and he said it was fine. This is a difficult game. We put them under pressure. We did have a number of close looks and need to do a better job finishing off those plays, guys.
In for Gio Reyna off the throw. Trying to, oh, it's going to find Way. Anyway, Balligan's wide open. It's fizzed across. It's all the way through.
Yeah, right idea here from Tim Weah. What he's trying to do is hit it towards that far post. I think he's shooting. Balligan's really frustrated because you're going to see he's wide open at the back post. This is the close-up look, and what he's trying to do is hit that far corner, and if any type of save from Vizcarra, it's going to pop out to a player. But look at Balligan. He was completely wide open and wanted that one squared across on the ground, which would have, in hindsight, obviously been the better option. But a nice ball and decision from Gio Reyna. I actually thought he was going to take a shot. He was pretty clear on the top of the box, decides to spray it wide. Good width from Tim Weah. Just actually speaks to what Jenny was talking about there from Greg, just that final product, that last decision, whether it's a pass, a shot, for the U.S. to try and find that third goal.
Fernandez able to bring that down. Musa, good tackle there. Certainly been active, Yunus Musa, since coming out at the half for Tyler Adams. Given away, though, under pressure by Pulisic. Comes back into the middle, and that's Matt Turner. Able to slide across and then crawl to the ground to collect his second save of the game.
It's Fernandez, who's switched flanks this time, is now playing on the right. You can actually see he ends up hitting the ground right before he goes to take that shot. Takes all of the power out of it, makes it relatively comfortable for a crawling Matt Turner.
And Matt Turner that lost his starting spot at Nottingham Forest, didn't play a club game after the end of February, just the games for the U.S. And Greg Berhalter said he showed rust. He wasn't the only one, but he showed rust, letting in the 5 goals against Colombia, and then a historically good performance in the draw with Brazil, and the 11 saves. And as Berhalter said, we hope he can carry that form into the tournament as Balligan takes that foul. And for Balligan, might need an extra minute here. This pressure from Bolivia. Richards, Balligan, Weah, McKennie. A couple different options for him. In for Weah. Back heel for McKennie. Rides the challenge inside, able to keep under pressure. Weah, was he onside or not? Balligan Balogun puts it in. The flag comes up at the end of the play. It will take VAR to overturn that decision and give Flo Balogun his second goal of the game.
Well, great move again, and Weston McKennie does well. He had the option early of playing a ball in behind to Balogun right there, then decides just individually here, brilliance. Breaking lines, playing, and yeah, Tim Weah just goes a half step early. Boy, that's close. Right decision, though, that time. Balogun wide open inside the 6-yard box. Weah squares it across. They're asking for VAR, but now that camera angle is not dead on right down the line, but it looked to me like that was offside, yeah. That's the best we've seen of McKennie in this game. Slashing, good close control, taking on defenders. I actually think he would have gotten a foul. He was getting his shirt pulled from behind, stays with it, lays off a nice ball to Tim Weah. So what would have been a really nice goal for the United States ends up getting chalked off.
McKennie's another guy. It was a career-high 10 assists for him this season. Only 2 players in Serie A had more in all competitions. You have this funny mix of guys who had standout seasons, other guys struggling for playing time, but they're all coming together now.
Another note on Bolivia here, they've changed their shape now, so they're playing with a back 4, and that means an extra player in the attack.
Bruno Miranda sending that cross in, Musa back to get it. Salcedo. Musa step, couldn't get it cleanly. Terceros puts the shot wide.
So they're starting to find a bit of a rhythm. You're starting to see a sense of an urgency from Bolivia. Attacking-wise, they went from that back 5, back 3, into now a 4. They're pushing Ramayo and Saucedo further up the field. Fernandez on that right-hand side now. Still the 2 strikers.
To take a deflection, it is out for Bolivia's first corner of the game that Fernando Saucedo will take. Outswinger. Ream and Reyna were both up for it. Weah able to resettle. Terceros nowhere to go forward. Fernandez making a big run up the left. Scally tracking him. Comfortable catch for Matt Turner. They're throwing that out. Tim Ream's got an issue. Tim Ream's going down. 13th game that he's played for the U.S. since he turned 35. That's the 3rd most in team history for a non-goalkeeper. It has been a remarkable second act to his career, both at Fulham and the Premier League, with whom he passed 300 games at the end of his 9th season, and with the United States locking down this starting center back role. Some U.S. players come over to get hydration while that was being looked at, or while that was out of play, I should say. Bolivia will throw it back to the U.S.
A quick opportunity there for Greg Berhalter to talk to Weston McKennie, Balogun, and Weah about the change in formation. Now it's more of a 4-2-3-1 from Bolivia, so they've actually got an extra man at the back, but it's going to leave a number free in the midfield if the U.S. can push their fullbacks on in possession. Just means you're going to build up and try to create chances in a different way than they were before. It's a great ball almost from Matt Turner trying to find Pulisic.
It's probably one of those if it's a 75-yard wide field.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you see from Matt Turner? It was a historic performance, the 11 saves against Brazil, the only on record that we have reliable statistics for more saves by a U.S. goalkeeper in a game was Tim Howard's World Cup record 15. As it is a giveaway. Terceros trying to run it inside now. Back for Salcedo, couldn't control cleanly. Jesus Sagredo comes to get it. Keane will reset wide for Cuellar. Salcedo clipping it forward. Robinson tracking, knocks it down. Ramayo chance to get a cross in. Ream is there to stab it away. Jesus Sagredo trying to get it back into the middle. Musa rising up to win the header. Great tackle by Pulisic to poke it away. Ran it for Pulisic on a dime. Terrific first touch by Christian Pulisic. Waiting for the support. McKennie's making a run to the center. Bellingham coming around the outside. It's in for Weston McKennie on the spin into the middle for Weah, and he couldn't do anything with it when they were trying to
leave it. Yeah, trying to leave it for Pulisic. Nice move though for the U.S. and actually one they needed. I feel like it's been a slow start to this second half. It's been a lot of Bolivia, in fact. Coming back, they're down 2 goals, so of course there's more of an urgency from their perspective. But I think the big key for the U.S. here in the second half is the word control. Control the game with the ball. You can still ramp it up. You can still push the tempo. You can still create chances, but find ways to really just tire out this Bolivian team with the ball, forcing them to defend, playing the game in their half, because right now it's been in the U.S.'s half. They've been giving the ball away.
We're able to return that to Joe Scally, and he's tripped up and goes down. Well, tomorrow on Fox and FS1, simultaneous play at the Euros as Group B comes to its conclusion. Croatia needing a win to advance. Croatia, of all teams, take on Italy on Fox. Albania against Spain, who've already advanced on FS1. Coverage starts at 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on Fox and FS1. And if you missed the announcement at halftime, we could not be more thrilled at Fox Sports to say we are your home next summer of the Women's Euros, and another tournament that is just continuing to rise. We all had so much fun last year in Australia at the World Cup, the Euros. From Switzerland next summer on Fox Sports is a chance to come forward here. That was Fernandez, and good defending work again. Yunus Musa back to help. McKennie bounces right back to him. Now Anthony Robinson carrying forward. Forced inside, finds Weah. Out for Pulisic. Pulisic driving it in, rides the challenge. Pulisic into the box. Pulisic! Saved by Vizcarra. Right back into the middle. Weah took a hard hit to the face or the shoulder. He's down. Pulisic couldn't get to the loose ball. It's cleared away by Hakeem. One man down for each team, including Weah for the United States.
Look, Pulisic could have gone down about 4 different times in this play. You just love his desire to still sense that the opportunity is there to score a goal. So confident, just taking players on 1v1. There's nothing tactical about that. He just sizes up his defender, beats the first guy, comes inside. What a great strike that is. Laces right through the middle of it, sends Vizcarra to the deck. And then what I like even more off the back of that is stays with the play and is the guy who makes the tackle to put the ball out for a throw. And it was something, look, in our chat that came across a couple days ago with him, and then also with Greg Berhalter yesterday. If the best player on your team is doing that kind of work, it sets the tone for the rest of the team. And he's become a leader by example, but also still with a bit of vocal leadership as well on this team now.
And Christian Pulisic told us in our chat 2 days ago, in the past, he said, I would come into U.S. camp, maybe things weren't going well at my club, and it was a different mindset. It was a chance for a fresh start. He said, now I absolutely feel at the top of my game. Gives me a huge boost of confidence. And is it fair to say we've seen that through an hour here in Dallas from Christian Pulisic as Scally draws the foul and the free kick.
It's nice work from Scally. We haven't talked a lot about him because it's not been as much of a defensive type of game, and he was pretty honest and open with us about that. And we said, look, you're getting your opportunity to start in this game. Serginho Dest goes down with an ACL, and he said, look, we're different players. We play in a different way. I'm more of a traditional right back in that sense, not as much of an attacking right back, but he can still do that when he gets into those positions. Chance here for the United States from a set piece.
Pulisic a goal and an assist in the first half. With this free kick in, McKennie was in the area. Hakeem got the header to it. Musa throwing his body in to help Pulisic get back to it. And Weah, good work. Weah was off on the side. And he got some sort of a hit towards the face area a moment ago. He was kind of spraying his face with water during that stoppage of play. As the wave makes its way around AT&T Stadium. Weah tried to dummy that along, and it was picked up by Jose Sagredo. Villamil clips it over to the far side. Romayo able to bring it down. Anthony Robinson picks his pocket. Finds the pass for Pulisic. Loose first touch, broken up. Again, a long switch. Robinson up to get it with his head. Wins 2 headers. Almost collides with Pulisic. Pulisic just couldn't step out to intercept that pass. Cuellar crossing it in from deep. Richards uncontested header, just knocks it down. McKinney nods it wide for Scally. Can he get out on the run? Cut off there on the outside, gets a throw out of it.
Looks like both Johnny and Pepe making their way over to the bench as the wave is still going. It's a relentless wave.
And Scally is immediately fouled as that ball comes back into play. But as you said, it's a huge couple of weeks for Joe Scally, 21-year-old from Long Island. Starting right back ahead of the injured Serginho Dest. And as he said to us yesterday, you never want a guy to be hurt. He and Dest have exchanged messages, but he understands the significance of the opportunity coming off what he feels is a really strong season at Borussia Mönchengladbach in Germany. It's an opportunity for a number of players to stake their claim. Chris Richards missed the World Cup through injury. Can he take over that center back spot next to Tim Ream? We talked about who's the starting center forward going to be for this team going forward. Reyna on the turn. Tripped up as he cuts inside. And there you see Johnny Cardoso and Ricardo Pepi. Native of El Paso, came to Dallas as a 13-year-old to begin his career with FC Dallas. Now playing at PSV Eindhoven in the Netherlands. No player in Europe had more goals off the bench this season than Ricardo Pepi. No player in U.S. history had more goals off the bench last year than Ricardo Pepi. And he replaces Flo Balogun, his first goal since October today. And Gio Reyna will make way as well. What you see from those two guys today?
Well, I felt like Reyna was really solid and grew into the game as it went on. Found ways to get his touches on the ball, to be a creative force, constantly beating guys off the dribble. I'd like to see him a little bit higher up the field still for that end product, that last pass, finding ways in moments as part of that midfield three to really tilt him a little bit farther up alongside Pulisic, but still very solid performance from him through 65. And Flo Balogun got a goal. That's the most important thing for a striker, hitting the back of the net. A number of opportunities, sure, could have been more. He had one chalked off that was in the back of the net that was from offside. Could be a little bit cleaner with his back to goal, some of his touches, decision making, but ultimately, as I said, he got his goal and we'll feel pretty happy with that.
That's a ovation for Pepi when his name was announced back in Dallas. Great move by Yunus Musa. Then he accelerates through the middle, trying to thread it through for Pepi. Second chance for Pulisic. Robinson around the outside. Pepi wants it. Here it comes from Pepi. It's just wide.
Well, great move once again. It's such a blueprint for the way the U.S. attacks that if Pulisic is facing up against the defense and they've got multiple defenders there, it's just so automatic the way that Anthony Robinson joins the attack. And what a fantastic ball. That's the part of his game he's developed so much the last couple of years. It's a great look for Pepi. It comes at an awkward height where it's bouncing right before he goes to take it. And it looked to me like his technique, he tried to hit it almost with the laces instead of opening up his foot and passing that one into the corner for one of the most natural finishers on the team. And you could see his reaction. He's frustrated with that miss, but also sometimes it's difficult. You're straight on the field. Your first chance is within 30 seconds like that, but that was a good chance for the U.S. to find their third.
Except for Bolivia, as we take a look back at this offside decision that chalked off the goal.
Yeah, this was the run from where you'll see just how far offside he was in the end. It was pretty close, leaning, but the shoulders and the part of your body that you could be offside. After the nice work from Weston McKennie before that.
Carmelo Agarañez, who we thought might start up front today, comes on for the former DC United player Bruno Miranda as the fourth substitution for Bolivia. And Christian Pulisic is limping off the ball right now on the far side. He's going to work through it in this play as Musa carries forward. There's Pulisic now. And we saw when he scored that goal, he pointed up at the stands. Jenny Taft, who was he pointing at when he was celebrating that goal?
Well, everyone wants the answer to that, John, and he was pointing and saying, where's Gianni? Where's Gianni? He's referring to Gianni Vio, the set-piece coach for the United States. Now, you guys briefly discussed it at the beginning of this game.
It's going to find Pulisic from Scally, and he puts it wide.
Pulisic still moving gingerly a little bit at the end of this play, and I'm not sure he expected this one to be stood up by Scally at that far post, but good work. Ball wasn't intended for him from Pepe, but then he just keeps driving. Nobody's closing him down.
Ready.
Jenny's ready.
Strike from Pulisic.
Go ahead, Jenny. Finish the story.
Gianni has been so crucial to set pieces with the U.S. Christian said he's loved working with him. And get this, guys, at training, I noticed Gianni was actually coaching Christian in Italian. So not too bad for Christian Pulisic to learn even in that way.
Yeah, and he's got an Italian referee as well today he can argue with in that language. So it's been a lot of change for Pulisic this year. And listen, we saw he got banged at both the warm-up games against Colombia and Brazil. He was getting a bit banged up, and they pushed him all the way through in the game against Brazil. How important is that as well? As easy as it would be to yank a guy out of the first opportunity, maybe let him fight through on some of these things.
Oh, for sure. Look, he's used to it now. At this point in his career, when you're consistently one of, if not the best player on the field, you're getting kicked. And that's just the reality of it. But he seems to take it in stride now, and it almost brings out that angry Pulisic that you love seeing for the U.S. team. And a guy that wants the ball, that wants to keep driving at defenses, hops right up, gets the crowd going again. Certainly the best version of Christian Pulisic I've seen in a long, long time. And certainly the consistency, I think, is the most important thing. A guy that stayed healthy, being on the field, constantly producing.
Way a good turn. Chance again for Pepe, and it was blocked by the defender there, Jesus Sagredo. As Vizcarra held his ground, it's out for a U.S. corner.
He's picking up some good spots, Ricardo Pepi, some nice running. This little slip ball here from Tim Weah, and I think he's just trying to lift that. Yeah, he is. Miskicks it, though. I think he's trying to lift it over Vizcarra, anticipating he was going to go to ground. Eagle Man wanted to celebrate that one.
Pulisic to take the fifth corner of the game for the U.S. Pulisic flicked along. Pepe will chase it down. Pulisic wants a back post cross here. He's got his hands up. Robinson in at the near post. Bolivia repels it. Now can they break out with some numbers? That pass too far in front. Scally slides it through. Minutes to go. Christian Pulisic a goal and an assist against the team he scored his first ever goal against. Youngest American man ever to score a goal. 17 years of age. 8 years ago. So young, in fact, that Pulisic actually attended his high school prom the night before scoring that goal against Bolivia, May 2016. Went back to Hershey, Pennsylvania from Kansas City. And yet he was already an established professional in Germany as a 17-year-old, so he had the means and connections to arrange a private jet to get him back from the prom in Hershey to Kansas City for the game, because he couldn't get a commercial flight back in time. And here's Pulisic again, not quite on the same page with Pepe, going to pick it back up. Was pulled back there. Referee not going to give it as a foul. Pulisic, whether in English or Italian, expressing his displeasure. Ream over the top for Weah. Ream for McKennie. Could take it cleanly inside. For Pulisic, there was no whistle in there. Able to win it back. Bolivia preparing their 5th and final substitution as that pass from Richards intercepted.
And off the first time tonight, just under-hit ball from Chris Richards. Now an opportunity for Bolivia.
That is carrying forward, dummy to the middle of the field. That's Terceros. And easy enough for Matt Turner, 3rd save of the game.
Right, Greg Berhalter, I was watching his reaction after that shot, and he turns around, a bit of frustration there. Oh, Lexi Lawless made his way over to Dallas. I thought he was back in the studio. What's he doing? Oh, bring back the hair, Lex.
Part of that 95 Copa America team for the U.S. One of the biggest results in team history, 3-0 over Argentina in the group stage. Actually reaching the semifinal.
That's a good Lawless, by the way. Really good.
Wait 1 minute, okay?
Even as that team actually lost to Bolivia in the group stage in the 95 Copa Americas. Musa draws the foul. And here comes Bolivia sub, and Luca de la Torre is going to get on as well. Vaca, another player we thought might go from the start today. Christian Pulisic is really getting annoyed at the referee right now. He ran over to bark at him. Roberto Carlos Fernandez has gone down now. The U.S. had a chance to just put the ball back into play. Now everyone's stopped. Fernandez is down, but the athletic training staff isn't coming on. Bolivia have a sub ready, but they haven't put the board up. So kind of an odd stoppage that really seemed to have drawn the ire of Christian Pulisic on the far side of the field. Some of this is whoever was planning on coming off. Do they have to change that sub for Fernandez now? With a quarter hour to go, you talked about control in the second half for the U.S. As much as you'd love to see more goals, what do you thought of the way they played overall?
Well, I felt like the last 5-10 minutes or so they had played with control, and they created some good opportunities. Pepe coming close, keeping Bolivia pinned back deep. But this is also part of what we saw in the first half from Bolivia, trying to slow the game down, trying to interrupt the flow, interrupt the rhythm for the U.S. And that's what I think Christian Pulisic is really frustrated about and why he's getting after the referee. They could have made that sub. Fernandez could have walked off. Instead, he goes down. They get a trainer on. They're getting treatment. They're getting water.
So back into play now. Richards going long. Robinson brings it down off the thigh, skips away from the defender. Robinson in for Pulisic. Oh, way on! No, it just misses that top corner.
That's a tough take. What a great ball. Chris Richards, though. Cross-field ball, finding Anthony Robinson. He'd advanced up that left wing. It traveled a long way, but the speed and the trajectory of the ball means that they can't get out and close it down. And then as soon as he gets an opportunity, boom, straight to the end line. Cutback ball. I think he's looking for the run of Pulisic, who's just too far in front of him. And then it's a tough technique from Tim Weah because the angle he was coming at to get around it, to get it on target.
Now setting up on the left, able to control that one. Good tackle by Johnny Cardoso. Cut it off, but Musa knocks it away. McKinney throwing his body in. Ream knocks it forward. Pulisic spins it back around the other way. Oh, it's a terrific take by Weston McKinney to roll it and turn. Pepe options either side. Wide it goes from Musa. And then Musa's forced out as Terceros recovered. Luca de la Torre prepared to come on. Pepe turns it inside, cuts it in. Oh, he's looking for Pulisic, and a good interception by Akin there. Richards the tackle to win it back. Johnny Cardoso for Christian Pulisic. Pulisic on the deck, stamped away. That was Hector Cuellar with that play. And Weston McKinney's day is going to be done. The Dallas kid will make way for Luca de la Torre.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Substitution for USA.
A nice ovation and a handful of fans coming to their feet here in Dallas to salute Weston McKennie. Back in his hometown for this game. U.S. with one remaining substitution they can make. All right, you got Johnny Cardoso on, you got De La Torre on, Pepe, Musa, so some different faces. What do you want to see final 13 minutes and change?
Similar to what I've been talking about a lot of this half is when you come in to the game as a sub to get into the rhythm quickly, to still have control. These are guys that are really comfortable in possession. Luca De La Torre looks like he's going to be to the left of that midfield three. Johnny's going to sit a little bit deeper, and Yunus Musa to the right. All three of those players so comfortable in possession. So keeping the ball, keep working Bolivia, keep sapping their energy, but still in moments finding ways to be dynamic, to push forward. Maybe you get the third, maybe you don't, but as we've said from the beginning of this game, even to this point, this is about the United States not playing and winning this game 5 or 6-0. It's about building into the tournament, continuing that rhythm, but they would love another goal here.
Pulisic is going to get there with his speed, gets back to it, and for Pepe! And just enough through the hands of Vizcarra to send it out over the bar.
Long, direct ball bounces up.
Will swing it in, no one there in the middle. Scally trying to reset, and Pulisic wasn't ready for it.
You know, just a note on the set pieces here for the U.S. So much has been made about this team's inability to score on set pieces, and having a set piece coach going into the last World Cup and everything that comes with that. You can also have the best set piece coach in the world, but if you don't have a guy who can deliver the ball consistently and put it in the right spots, you're never going to score if you keep hitting the first man. Pulisic's service tonight has been excellent. I can only think of one occasion he's hit the first man. They get the first goal off of that. They've been dangerous. They've had second balls. So good signs there, and especially from him, it feels like he's more relaxed in taking them give away from Ream.
He gives it away. Richards last man back. Cardoso trying to help. Comes across Arañas and Terceros, who's just crowded off it there as Richards and Scally converged on him, and it's out for a goal kick.
This was the shot from Pepe, the behind look there from Vizcarra, shuffles across, gets set, and then I think the ball catches him a little off guard coming back to his right. Here's Pepe again.
Pepe again, lets it go! Saved by Vizcarra into a dangerous area, but no one there in a white shirt. Fourth save of the game for Guillermo Vizcarra. Pepe would love to get a goal here back in his adopted hometown.
How can you tell?
Pulisic opens it up for Anthony Robinson. Also recycles for Luca De La Torre. Reminder later tonight, the other half of Group C takes it afield. 15-time Copa America champion Uruguay against Panama. That game in Miami. And that follows us live here on Fox. We'll be watching with interest. U.S. will play Panama Thursday night at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Uruguay and Bolivia at MetLife Stadium just outside New York that same night. Robinson charging, and his shot was blocked. Right back to him. Flips it along for Weah. Weah in for Scally. Cross was blocked. And after a bit of hesitation, it is a U.S. corner. What will Uruguay look like? They had an impressive shellacking of a not quite full-strength Mexico. And one of their friendlies. Can Panama, like Jamaica, always seem to be right in that mix? Can they pull off a big surprise? Can the U.S. grab a third here before the night is done in Dallas? Pulisic, outswing corner. Vizcarra stays at home, too tall for Richards. Recycled to Robinson through traffic, and that was blocked by his teammate Pepe. And then Robinson ducked his head down to try to nod it away. It was cleared out by Vaca, but it is a U.S. throw. And Anthony Robinson goes down.
Like he might have taken a shot to the face there. just think the last couple of chances, the one from Pepe and then Anthony Robinson takes a shot from deep. One more pass, and I think they get a better shot, a better opportunity.
How's that feel getting kicked in the face by soccer kids?
I think it's pretty obvious to say not fun.
Tonight, that is a precautionary that he has that cast on his right wrist. Anthony Robinson only wears it during practices and games. Pressure by Johnny Cardoso there. It ends up as a Bolivia throw. 7 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Brendan Aaronston looks like he's set to make an appearance. Man who's been through back-to-back relegation battles. He's talked about adding some goals and assists to his game, adding some weight to his frame. 2 full seasons in Europe with Leeds and then Union Berlin in Germany. And always just a fascinating X factor, the type of player that he can be and the things that he can provide. Get a brief cameo off the bench here before the end as the 5th and final sub for the U.S. Able to find the pass for Cardoso out to Anthony Robinson. De La Torre for Pulisic. Back inside for De La Torre. Led him a bit too far, but he comes to get it. It has Scally all the way out on the outside. Musa for De La Torre. He'll take the space. Pulisic's wide open on the far side. He's upset he didn't get across. The U.S. forced all the way back. Is that patience, or are they missing something in those type of moments?
Patience. It's you don't. It's part of the game. You're up 2-0. You don't need to force balls when there's nothing there. So, of course, there's a couple of extra touches here and there where the ball could be released. They could find Pulisic, but it's better to keep control and keep the ball than not. Well, that's not the greatest ball, though, from Chris Richards, just to lump it up the field.
Cardoso able to chase it down. Ream was trying to go wide to Anthony Robinson. It's given away out for a Bolivia throw. And it'll be Tim Weah who makes way. He picked up his 5th career U.S. assist on the Pulisic opener in the 3rd minute.
He was constantly a threat down that right-hand side tonight. I thought Tim Weah had a good game. He was dangerous, squaring balls across constantly with his verticality, with his speed, but also at times coming inside when he needed to doing defensive work as well. So solid game from Tim Weah.
Terceros holds it up, spins it around. Wide for Jose Sagredo. Back into the middle for Vaca. That's no trouble at Matt Turner's goal.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's his substitution for USA in the 86th minute.
Weah will take his seat. Weston McKennie. Juventus teammates, well spotted by our World Feed director. Anthony Robinson, a little cutback as he charges forward. And he's tripped up and not far outside the box either. There'll be a free kick from out wide here. Cuellar got him.
86th minute, 50-yard run from Anthony Robinson. Solo effort, glides past a couple of defenders, goes inside, outside. That time it goes outside, wins a free kick. This is a good spot for a free kick from Christian Pulisic, because similarly to his goal, I think this is what you want to do. You want to hit this towards that back post with the type of pace that it could take it into the goal, any type of touch. Now, Bolivia have to set their line a little bit deeper because of where the wall is. So the U.S. right now, right on top of the 6-yard box.
And how open Pepe is. Did they not realize that he's hit the back post, or they just feel
take a lot to get it to him. Yeah, the guy at the back post would be able to cover him there.
Pulisic driven in, and right back out. Musa, just the gliding acceleration, whips it into the back post too far. assist for Christian Pulisic tonight. 2 minutes, 23 seconds in, and then setting up Balogun in the final moments of the first half. Matt Turner working on a 3-save shutout right now. Would be the 25th of his career. Passing Brad Friedel and becoming just the 4th American male goalkeeper to 25 shutouts for the United States. A terrific milestone for a man that has owned this job the last 2 years. Ream out to defend on Salcedo. Cross coming in. It looked like that was Salcedo, the Bolivian player, that blocked the cross out. So as it stands, a happy 30th birthday to Matt Turner tomorrow. The U.S. can see this out for the final 90 seconds plus stoppage time. Work by Pepe there just to control that bouncing ball. Aronson wants it through from Scally. Here it comes. Aronson on the run. Pulisic's on the far side. Aronson cut off and turned around, though.
On a different day, the U.S. win this game 5 or 6-0. And in fact, it should have been at least 3 or 4. But the objective coming in, game 1 of a tournament, coming off of, look, a difficult result.
Del Torre, Anthony Robinson, there's Ricardo Pepi, saved! How did Vizcarra keep it out of the second attempt? And Ricardo Pepi has to feel like he's got a curse on him here today in his hometown.
I mean, almost case in point, that it should have been multiple more goals. And that one right there from Pepi, you've got to bury that. You do. It's a good save from Vizcarra, but he doesn't have much room to react from there. The shot's coming from 4 yards out. Same type of sequence, slipped ball in behind, great ball across the face of the goal, but lacking the finish.
An adoptive hometown, to be clear, from El Paso. Came to Dallas as a 13-year-old. He's a Texas kid one way or the other. And a very frustrating day for Ricardo Pepi coming off the bench that he hasn't been able to put one of these things home.
So yeah, look, the objectives on game 1, clean sheet for the United States, 3 points, which it looks like they're going to get, and move on. You could brew the missed chances. You could see there's a little bit of rust there still from some of the guys that haven't played a lot of club minutes, from guys that haven't played a lot of minutes together. It's not the first game, your performance. It's by games 2, 3, hopefully 4, 5, 6.
At the end of the day, this thing's going to be judged on whether or not they win a quarterfinal,
Absolutely.
Right? Against Colombia, Brazil. So whether this is 2-0 or 12-0.
Yeah, and it should have been more. I can say that.
Aronson beaten on the outside. That cross comes into no one.
But they created the type of chances that they would have wanted to create. And let's be honest, this is not a great Bolivian team. There's a reason they're 9th in qualifying, and they've struggled the way that they have. And I think that will be the frustration that on paper, and then certainly the eye test as well, and what we expected and what we've seen from Bolivia. The U.S. should have won this by more goals, but it's 3 points.
Okay, a clear foul there, and it was eventually given as Tony Cardoso was dragged down, and we've exhausted 1 of the 4 minutes of added time. To an extent, they got the business done in the 3rd minute with Pulisic's goal.
Yeah, the type of start you would have wanted from the U.S. team. This was that chance again. These are the movements I felt that have been so good for the United States. So many have come through Anthony Robinson. He's had a fantastic game. But this finish from Pepi, he's arriving, has a lot of time to look at it straight into the goalkeeper. And even on the second attempt, Vizcarra is able to get a hand on it. But second straight finish, though, from Pepi, that it's on the ground and it's right at Vizcarra.
Moose's header. Pepi's going to get there. And then he gets cleaned out as he released the pass. Jesus Sagredo will pick up the yellow card. Fourth yellow shown to a Bolivian player today.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. The yellow card caution.
A chance for Pulisic here to perhaps provide a second assist of the day from a set piece. 2 minutes of play here in Dallas before the scene will shift for the U.S. to Atlanta. Thursday night against Panama, who's in action just a little bit against Uruguay here on Fox. Pulisic to the top of the box. Musa. Really reset wide for Pulisic. What do you suppose that was meant to be?
A ball back for Musa to maybe hit first time, just was overhit. It was hit so hard at Musa, he couldn't control it to get a shot off. Had to take the extra touch and settle the ball, and then the chance was gone. So that was a waste of a set piece. But I also don't think you want to show all the cards you've got.
Show all the plays in the playbook on the first day?
Exactly.
Good tackle there by Cardoso, and then Aronson's pulled down from behind. Final verdict on the day?
3 points, move on. On to the next one for the U.S. against a familiar foe in Panama. We'll be at that one in a couple of days' time. I think there'll be a lot of positives they can take from this. The way they created chances, the way they started the game, the way they ended the first half. You get a striker, a goal. Christian Pulisic, best player on the field. Anthony Robinson, a good game. Clean sheet for the United States. I'll say it again. They should have had multiple goals that they left on the table, and I think we'll be frustrated in that. But it's a bigger problem if you're not creating those chances. They have the quality to finish them, and really have limited Bolivia to next to nothing. I mean, Matt Turner's goal is yet to be threatened.
And that is it. So job done for the men of the United States on their opening day of Copa America. And on they go to Atlanta to take on Panama. Pulisic a goal and an assist. Balogun adds the second. We'll send you back to Rob Stone in our studio in LA as it finishes here in Dallas. The United States 2, Bolivia 0.
Copa America 2024 tonight on Fox is presented by Geico. Christian Pulisic and the red, white, and blue. What a great start to this Copa America for them. Goal there in the 3rd minute. Florian Balogun adding one in the 44th. 2-0 the final. States now on top of Group C. Live images from Dallas. Greg Berhalter getting a winning start to this Copa America. The 5th time the States has participated in this tournament. They're now unbeaten. 6-0. Games inside AT&T Stadium. This was their 4th win in that stadium alone. Next up for the U.S., Thursday in Atlanta versus Panama. Clint, your takeaways from this victory on the opening day of the Copa for the red, white, and blue?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. We got 3 points. It was good for our attacking players to get goals in terms of Balogun and Christian Pulisic. Also had the assist today. I thought he was the best player on the pitch. Yeah, second half we should have got more goals, but this Bolivian side was poor. So we can't get too high, but at the same time excited about getting the win, getting 3 points. Got to go to Panama and get the same job done.
Hey, talk about Bolivia. They now have just 1 win in their last 31 Copa games. It's been 9 years since they won on the stage. So yes, they get the goals, they get a shutout, but it was against a subpar adversary. Lex, we knew that coming in. We knew this was a warm-up to the Panamas and to the Uruguays, which still lurk out there in Group C.
Sure, it's not the U.S.'s fault. This is a subpar opponent, and I think, so I'm going to list off things here real quick, and with the caveat that this was a poor opponent. Set pieces, they're improving. They're not where they should be, but they're improving. That's a good sign. I thought Riemann Richards, who didn't have a whole lot to do in the day, did get caught a couple of times dribbling out of the back or making dangerous balls out of the back that got picked off. Got to cut that out because better teams will make you pay. Reina was invisible. Being ruthless early is something this team has to figure out when they are given these gifts early on in the game. Speed of play was too slow. I thought Weston, like I said, labored through the game. Pulisic I thought was great. Weah was great. Jedi was great on the left-hand side. Balogun wasn't great, but he scored the goal, and I think that's really important for him going forward. And Pepe, if you're going to come in and you get those opportunities and you really want to challenge Balogun, you got to put him in the back of the net.
And they came out. They started fast and strong. Pulisic's goal, great goal. Created a lot of chances. I thought there was a bit of a lull in that first half after the first goal was scored. But overall, I mean, you're creating all these chances. You're not putting them away. You hope that that doesn't come back to bite you later in the tournament because it's only going to get harder from here.
Stu Holden mentioned after the goal, and these are things, and you're trying to read into things, and maybe you're making bigger, a mountain out of a molehill hill. But this this team, you know, we saw them talk about it before the game, about how close they are and how much they believe in Greg. And, you know, running together and running to the coaches. Those little things, they matter. And as a tournament, you grow. You go up and down. It's a long and winding road, and there are good times and bad times. And establishing that early, that they are together, even against others that might be critical from the outside, I think that's important. I think you saw some of that in the game today.
Yeah, I mean, other positives, good to see Tyler Adams start the game. I mean, he only did 45 minutes, but the more he's in there, the better this team is with his leadership and what he brings to the team. Like you said, would have liked to seen a little bit more from Gio today, but it did create 2 yellow cards for Bolivia as he would dribble past players. But yeah, great to see Balogun get the goal. Good for the defense, and especially Matt Turner to get the shutout.
Yeah, you just saw Matt smiling, his 25th career shutout. Rob Stone, Clint Dempsey, Carly Lloyd, and Alexi Lawless here with you. Carly, fair to say Christian Pulisic was the man of the match in this one?
Absolutely. I think, you know, I've seen a different Christian. I think, you know, coming off a great club season, he's built that confidence, and I feel like he's wanting to be that guy now. You know, there's been a lot of attention, there's been a lot of pressure on him, and he's flowing different. He's taking the game on his shoulders. He's leading this team. He's scoring big-time goals. And this is what you want to see from one of your best players. But he needs a few other players to step up.
I think he's become a man, he's become an adult, and he's become mature in the way that I think he approaches his game. He is always driving at players. He is always forcing the issue, and I love that about him. Even in a game like this, where you could at times afford to take your foot off the pedal, he just kept going. I mean, I wish that the rest of the team had that type of mentality, but it's nice to see that someone that we've seen grow from a teenager into this young man is getting the best out of himself. It's not always out somebody else getting the best out of him. He is getting the best out of himself. A lot has to do with the success he's having over in Italy, and also a recognition that this is kind of his team and his team going forward, especially into 2026.
You know, the NBA playoffs just wrapped up, and so much as you can't just have one star to be successful. You need 2. And with soccer, you need more than 2 stars to be successful. Who's going to surround themselves around Christian? Because you're right, he has taken the mantle. He is the leader. Tyler Adams, as he continues to get healthy, I think he's going to be another one of those absolute rocks. But Christian Pulisic, a goal and assist, easily the man of the match, and Jenny Taft caught up with him moments ago.
Yeah, I mean, we came out flying with a lot of intensity. Obviously, the early goal helped us a lot. And, I mean, all around a pretty dominant performance. I think we could have put it away and had a couple more goals there, but definitely a really good start from the guys.
We got to ask you about that early goal, your 30th with the national team. It was so beautifully designed and executed. So can you take me through it?
Yeah, I mean, we had the idea that if they only brought one out, you know, we'd take that 2v1. And basically the idea was just to shoot at the back post and things can happen. And sure enough, it went in. And yeah, that was, shout out to Johnny for that one, who had a really nice play drawn up, and it worked out. So.
We love that. And this tournament, look, this is a build, right? It's all about growth for you guys. How do you take this performance and get focused for the next?
That's exactly what we have to do. I mean, you know, we should build some confidence from this and feel good. But the games are just going to get tougher and tougher as the tournament goes on. So we got to be ready for Panama and, yeah, bring this momentum with us in the next one.
Thank you, Christian.
Thank you.
Jenny, thank you. So Christian Pulisic, the 6th U.S. men's national team player with 30 goals, the 2nd youngest to hit the big 3-0 after our Landon Donovan. He had the game winner, and it came in the 3rd minute. And Christian, front and center here at the Fox lot during our Summer of Stars. He's in some pretty good company right there. Mbappe, Messi, Ronaldo, and Vinny Jr. Brazil, they open up Copa America play tomorrow here in Los Angeles.
Everyone's saying soccer's arrived in America.
Yeah, but I'm just not seeing it.
Man, Christian, they got a lot to say.
Gotta prove those U.S. doubters wrong.
Yeah, but how?
The fans.
Who, me?
Yeah, of course. If anyone lives this game, it's them. It's their every day, right? Yeah, they really do make the U.S. the...
Nice.
With the Disney Bundle, there's something for everyone.
It would be really fun to explore genres.
Like adventure.
We're gonna save the world.
Hold on tight.
Documentary!
Lossy sweater time.
And sports.
The victory train just keeps on rolling.
There's so much to discover.
Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus.
It's a luxury experience.
There's something for the whole family.
The world is ours.
With the Disney Bundle.
He's on the run! Cool as a cucumber! Beautiful wall pass! Brilliant! Stop next to defender!
Linda asistencia.
Lowe's knows what a great assist can lead to. Join Lowe's Rewards for our greatest assist yet.
People who come to Cricut stay with Cricut.
I'm a full-time artist and business owner. I love that Cricut helps me share my artwork, create content, and stay in touch with customers.
Nationwide 5G is a beautiful thing. Smile, you're on Cricut.
When it's for the flag, something inside of you ignites. You may feel like you've given everything, but you can always bring more. You bring the heat to CONMEBOL Copa America 2024. Degree brings the 72-hour nonstop protection.
With fast and fair claims handling and 24/7 roadside service in the app, you get more with Geico. Just like I can give more constructive feedback to the referee with this two-way radio. Ref, it's Jorge. That's a PK, over.
Ref, Roberto here. What's the negative on the PK? Let's do a red card for 11. What? At halftime now, please. Need a potty break.
That's a no-go on halftime. Play on.
However you fan, get more with Geico.
Ref, how about a timeout for Nacho Tots?
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks.
Right now, lease a new Tacoma for $369 a month or get 2.99% APR for 60 months on a new Tundra. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Hey, I'll give you $574 if you switch. For Gerald? Well, okay. So what about $574 for switching your home insurance to Allstate?
Well, I try not to think about home insurance too complicated.
Actually, Allstate can handle the switching for you. Just call them.
It's that easy to save?
Yep. And you get Allstate.